Hello, everybody. So today I'm happy to talk to you about what are the leading trends in 2021. My name is Katerina Volkova. I'm a vice president and co-founder of RioDeFi. And in this topic, I think that the main thing is to know what blockchain is, because I still meet people who don't know what blockchain is, and they're asking me like, oh, blockchain, it's something familiar, but what is it? So blockchain previously seen as a disruptive technology, but it evolved to what we call a foundational technology. And it has the potential of creating new foundations in social and economic systems. In this talk, I will introduce you not only what blockchain is, but also main features of blockchain and its fast adoption by different segments, different sectors, and the latest trends of this flourishing industry. Let's go to the next slide. So blockchain and main characteristics. Blockchain based on a peer-to-peer technology topology. Blockchain is a disrupted ledger technology that calls DLT, and it allows data to be stored globally on thousands of servers, while letting anyone on the network see everyone else entries in near real time. So why blockchain? Why everybody not just like go back to IT sector? So blockchain gives us decentralization, security, transparency, and speed. If we are talking about, let's say, if we are talking about security, what security means? Security means that as blockchain, as all this database is stored on different servers, it has less potential to be hacked. Although for sure you need some professionals still in blockchain sector, because hackers are evolutionizing regarding their knowledge, and for sure most of the time good projects that care about their security, like for instance my project, we do care about security ourselves. So we used Certic, one of the leading technology company that is involved in protection and security of blockchain chains. And at the same time, we also used Slow Mist for audit our smart contract of RFuel that gave potential security as well. It's just one of the examples. There are also some other security companies, but still, like best are the ones that I mentioned. Then we are talking about decentralization. As I mentioned, that the database is stored not only in one server, but it's stored in different servers, so it's spread across different computers. And if you're talking about transparency, since every data is collected and stored on the chain publicly, anyone can see and track on any transaction, any recording by, I don't know, like by any transaction. So it's completely different than what banks do. And for sure, what is the key in blockchain? It's speed of transactions. For instance, the main leading speed now in blockchain is up to 3,000 TPS, so transactions per second. It means that the leading blockchains now, for instance, Rio chain, as an example, we also have up to 3,000 TPS. And speed of transaction is really, let's say, is really key point, and that's why lots of chains are trying to make it faster, make it more secure. But still it's becoming one of the main issues, as well as the transaction fees that every chain is working on now. Then let's move on to the next slide. IT and blockchain. As I mentioned, we have blockchain, but we also have IT sector. And they're quite similar at one hand, but they're completely different on the other hand. So let's say Linux took more than a decade to evaluate, to evolutionate, and basically now to become a more to create more modern applications for uh, people. But at the same time, blockchain needs slightly less time if you look back regarding becoming one of the major source for applications, and also to becoming lower cost and more efficient, and also to share information and data between open sources. But what is it for businesses? For businesses, blockchain holds two promise of transaction transparency, the ability to create secure real-time communication networks with partners around the globe to support everything from supply chains to payment networks to real estate deals and healthcare data sharing. So if we are talking about businesses all over the world, now companies are trying to create kind of adoption to blockchain. And we already see big players on the market like SAP, Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, Oracle, Dell, and many, many others. Later, I will tell you about more examples about the companies. So just a quick data. According to a survey conducted last February by Deloitte and published, more than half of respondents no longer consider a blockchain as a technology groundbreaking, but it sees as a top 5 strategic priority. So it means that more and more businesses all over the globe will come to blockchain space and will try to adopt blockchain to businesses. And here we could already talk about few examples of real companies, real sectors. For instance, LVMH, sector that is more, let's say, more about uh, giving us great brands haute couture, and also providing us with fantastic, I don't know, like Louis Vuitton bags and so on and so on. But it's still involved in blockchain. How? Basically, they are using blockchain for tracking products and tracking the history of the products, authenticity, and this way they are fighting counterfeits. So if you know, before Louis Vuitton was uh, one of the main brands in LVMH group that had problems with counterfeiting goods. And now they're trying to solve this, and it seems quite successfully, thanks to our application that was implemented in 2018 with Microsoft. Then we have another big company, it's Novartis. And this is a drug maker and one of the biggest, let's say, one of the giants in the pharmaceutical sector. And what they're doing, they're using blockchain that could scan drug packages and makes real-time requests to manufacturers for up-to-date information. And this way, it might be accessed by patients via scan codes. So they created special application that is easy to use, and people even don't know that blockchain is behind, because people are not so much tech aware, and it's much easier just to use. Then we are talking about Walmart. Walmart, everybody knows it. And Walmart also detected some contamination and other food safety issues thanks to blockchain. Now they're detecting up to 500 goods, and they're also helping the United States government with it. And blockchain is not only about like different sectors that I mentioned, but it also about I don't know, like sport cars. For instance, at the end of February, one of the sport cars brand, Masanti, they launched STO, and they accept now BTC, Bitcoin, for their sport cars. I don't think it was possible before. It's possible only in 2021 when you can see Bitcoin or blockchain news on the first page of New York Times. That happened also in February 2021. So I would like to talk about main trends. And main trends, I believe, for 2021, it will be decentralized finance, DeFi. It will be also new investment solutions. And it will be technization of real assets, NFT and IoT. So talking about DeFi, decentralized finance. Decentralized finance now worth of 37.7 billion due to today market, today evaluation. And it was just more than 45 billion actually, just at the end of January. And for sure, the DeFi market is still dominated by Maker, Compound, Aave, but there are more players are coming on the market. And thanks to Polkadot and its technology of substrate, of creating some cross-chain applications, cross-chain cooperations, I think that at the end of 2021, we will see slightly different picture regarding the main projects on the market. By systems, at the same time, I would like to mention that DeFi is not only just simple applications. In 2021, we will see mostly ecosystems on DeFi market. So basically what it means, I could explain based on RioDeFi that we create the whole ecosystem, and inside this ecosystem, we have our own Rio wallet, we have our own Rio chain, based on what you can build different kind of applications. You also have Rio exchange, you have Rio payment, that would be easy, give you a possibility to, let's say, to exchange fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat, thanks to our different partners. At the same time, we also have other products, and it's all inside the ecosystem. And as RioDeFi is Rio chain is based on substrate Polkadot ecosystem. So it means it's cross-chain, and it makes it easy to cooperate with other chains, and also to create more collaborations and make it globally. So this year in DeFi, I think that it's more about being more cross-chain, so cooperate with other projects, and at the same time also being more, I could say, more accessible to people who have never ever used blockchain, because DeFi is becoming simpler. DeFi is becoming also easier to understand regarding also interfaces. So people don't need to think that they're using blockchain, as I mentioned before on other examples. Or if you are talking about Swiss bank that also recently implemented blockchain and their own native coin. Basically, people also don't think about blockchain behind. Or CBDC, the recent topic as well. People wouldn't think about blockchain behind. It's just like a digital currency, that's it. And people will accept it just a new innovation. But I do believe that more and more people should be tech aware, and basically education in blockchain space is a must. So going back to our main trends in 2021, new investment solutions. Here in at the end of 2020, I could say, or mid of 2020, something like that, we saw fantastic new opportunities with Bitcoin ETF. And here we have Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, we have 1x Bitcoin Trust, Purpose Bitcoin ETF, and a few other funds. So it means that blockchain is becoming mainstream. And why we are using Bitcoin ETF, why it was created? Because it's easier for SEC to accept it, to approve it. And it's easier for institutional investors to invest in Bitcoin this way rather than go for wild cryptocurrency market because it's not regulated yet at the same stage. And I believe in 2021 we will see more regulations. We will see more countries that would accept blockchain as a technology and that would accept at least some cryptocurrencies as more or less legal ones, or at least as assets, as we see already what's going on in other countries. Then we are going to the third trend. It's tokenization of real assets. And here, as one of the example, I could talk not only about tokenization of stocks or tokenization of, I don't know, like some properties, but I could talk about tokenization of real estate as an example. And one of the main examples I could tell you about it's labs groups. Recently, we also have a great project, Labs Group, on our Rio chain. And Labs Group, it's about tokenization of real estate. So it gives an opportunity for anyone to invest in real estate without any problem, without any, I don't know, like you could be in Paris and you could easily invest in real estate in Vietnam, and you will not have to give that much paperwork that you would need to give. You will not need to travel to Vietnam. You can just invest easily and it will be legitimate. So that's really cool. And for now, an asset class of real estate for tokenization worth about 228 billion USD. And the first trend is NFT. NFT is one of the biggest trends in 2021, and it gives fantastic possibilities. Non-fungible tokens, in the beginning, it was only ERC 7 to 1, and now it's also ERC 1150 55, sorry, 1155. So these tokens, they're giving great possibilities because you could insert fantastic fantastic information in it of semi-fungibility, for instance, if you're talking about ERC 1155. So NFT sector grew more than 10x by January 31st, I guess, 21 in my deck, but it's by January 31st probably. And now it's $33 million. So among NFT, I would like to highlight these kind of projects like CryptoKitties, Decentraland, Rarible, Polka Pets, Leprechaun, Token Fighters, and for sure such platforms like OpenSea, where you can easily find, and also Raribles that I mentioned, where you can easily find fantastic digital art. And what it gives basically, it gives not only the possibility of let's say, of creating different digital art and sell it, but also like new gaming opportunities. But for me, it gives opportunities for people to be involved, for normal people who don't know what blockchain is, to be involved in the blockchain sector. For some reasons, I believe that adoption should be quite in a quite sweet way. So via gaming or via art, why not? So in this case, people will be more willing to be involved and will be more willing to learn rather than if anyone would go to them and let's say and tell them about deep tech stuff. So gaming is cool and NFT is quite great for that. Then IoT. It's one of the main trends for 2021 due to my beliefs. And I think that it will be mostly a main trend starting from spring, like late spring of 2021. And for sure, like here we could talk about recent news about JP Morgan that linked satellites to blockchain, and also fantastic news about the future possibilities of IoT and blockchain. And such great products like projects like Nodal that would be mm, probably also launched this year. And for sure, there are also some Asian products that are already ready, but still waiting for the market to be, mm, let's say, more open for IoT and blockchain space. We could also talk about smart cities, thanks to IoT and blockchain creation. So, in this year, I think that this year will be fantastic for connecting blockchain and let's say traditional financial world, traditional world. I mean, like people who don't know about blockchain anything. And thanks to these five directions, it will be easier. It will be more smoothly regarding integration of blockchain in different businesses and people's daily life. At the same time, I believe that 2021 will be the year of cooperation between the projects inside blockchain, thanks to cross-chain, thanks to advanced technology, and thanks to founders of projects who eventually understand that it's not 2017 when people just like going individually project by project and no, it's my project and we are focused on it. No, this year people see on blockchain in a wise way. So it's more about like what we can give with blockchain to people, what we can bring to the world with blockchain, how we could manage the problems of corruption, of poverty, thanks to blockchain. This is what we are going to address in 2021. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for fantastic conference. My pleasure to be here. Thank you.